Guys. Oh, all right, guys. Welcome to Nerdy News with Z's. Not really a whole lot has been going on this past week, so I'm just gonna do a quick rundown. GTA 6 delayed until May 26th, which, if y'all guys didn't know already, it now has a release date. Like, we're over here saying, "Oh, it's got delayed until May 26th," but when in reality, it didn't even have a date before, but now we do. May 26th, 2026. All right, so that's cool.
But I also think some people were saying like every single GTA has been delayed.
Yeah.
So it's like, they're just keeping with the trend, bro.
Like weird fact, this is already supposedly. I haven't seen official stats yet.
Yes.
But supposedly it's already $2 billion in the hole.
It'll make that in like 2 days.
I don't know. Like, would you pay $100 for GTA 6? Because that's what the predictors are saying.
The price tracking is at?
Yeah.
$100?
$100 for next gen GTA 6. Would you?
So like honestly, if I had, let's say, because it's like we're like a year out from it, a year out. If things were like, if our luck would be so great that we'd end up, I wouldn't have my day job anymore. Oh, this would be that would be pretty cool. This would kind of be like our day. Either this would be our job, or I'd at least have a better job. I'd totally do it.
Yeah,
I'd do it. It took so long. I love GTA.
So what you're saying is we need to try to become a Twitch affiliate.
Possibly.
We'll see. My dude, the kids already want to do it. All right, so
yeah, I can see.
I wouldn't mind. I don't think I would mind paying $100 for a GTA 6 as long as like it's good. You know what I mean? Like as long as it's not disappointing. Like to me, GTA 4 was a little disappointing.
Yes.
Like I enjoyed it, but I think it could have been better. GTA 5 was great. I loved it. All right. The acting, the CG, the graphics, everything about it was great to me. But this one has a lot to live up to because of the journey it's taking, because of how much money it's sinking into it.
3 consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, the trailer looked pretty dang good.
Oh yeah, it really does.
The trailer. How was I going to put this? Like, when they showed the Switch 2 trailer, and they're like, "Oh, look how," trying to do their whole like, "Look how amazing this new generation is," and I'm like, there's nothing there that grasps me. But the GTA 6 trailer is like, oh, there it is, dude, innovation. There is innovation.
They're gonna have their own version of TikTok, Snapchat, all that stuff.
Exactly.
Innovation. They push the boundaries.
I wonder if I'll be able to pump my own gas.
Just like
it was not
like in Mario Kart world.
I saw your face over there, Derek. That was not a euphemism. I was being literal. Pump my own gas.
All right. So in random movie news, Avengers Doomsday started hitting the ground running again this past week. And they've been calling a bunch of the actors to London to film. And interestingly enough, Tom Holland was on the same flight as Anthony Mackie. He is not listed on the chairs.
He could be filming Spider-Man. Maybe Spider-Man takes place in London.
He could be filming Spider-Man. There's a rumor going around that he's not going to be in Doomsday, but he's going to be voicing Spider-Man in Doomsday. Like he's not going to be physically there.
Spider-Man's not going to take off the mask.
Yeah. Okay. So that right there is just a huge rumor.
Yes.
But we'll see how that goes. Spider-Man 4 supposedly is supposed to start filming in June. No word yet on if that's actually going to happen because the dude is busy. Like he's doing Christopher Nolan's movie, The Odyssey. He's doing like 2 other projects that have nothing to do with Spider-Man. And then not only that, dude just got engaged, so he's, probably helping plan a wedding. You never know. Yeah. So dude's busy. So
he's got to plan his entrance.
He's got to plan his
I feel like Zendaya will get bro.
Like is he supposed to like flip onto the altar?
When everyone stands up to look at him.
Is he gonna rappel down from the ceiling?
I'd want to rappel down from the ceiling.
Upside down.
Yeah, upside down. When he says when the pastor says you may now kiss the bride, he's gonna get flipped upside down and get the first kiss to Spider-Man.
Toby.
Get the first kiss Spider-Man style. That's how he's got to do it.
I think he's trying to distance himself from Spider-Man after the contracts and stuff. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Anyway,
would you really want to ever distance yourself from a character like that? I mean,
like on the outside, I would say no, but like we don't know the inner workings of stuff like that. You know what I mean?
See, I feel like it would be sort of how like Alan Cumming is with it. Even if Tom Holland was upset with it, he'd be upset at the process, the people he was involved with, rather than the character. Because I'm pretty sure Tom Holland seems like the kind of guy that knows, like, oh, so many people love me from this. So many people like love my character, love that character so much. It's nice to talk to them, but it's the other. It's like, yeah, the other side is like, nah, that side is depressing. But like the interaction side, I feel like Tom Holland would be the kind of guy that's like, I love that.
It's probably, maybe, I don't know, but he's trying to. It sounds like he's trying to get out of it. You know what I mean?
Trying to make a different name for himself other than just Spider-Man.
Kind of like how Leonard Nimoy tried to do for a while, like don't do the thing to me anymore, kind of thing. And then eventually he's just like, okay, yeah.
I feel like at some points I feel like that hurts the actor more than just like it's like, dude, you did it. I understand you want to you're an actor. You want to be known more for like you don't want to be known just for one thing. You also want to do other things.
You don't want to be known for a role. You want to be known for your ability.
Yeah, for your ability.
Which I can understand
that.
Yeah.
But at some point it's just like...
But when your ability sucks... I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is a good actor. He's Iron Man.
Yes.
But Dr. Dolittle sucked.
Dr. Dolittle was bad. But I still love it because the animals talking. Animals talking. I'm for it.
But you can acknowledge that it was a bad movie.
It was a bad movie, yes. It was a bad movie. I heard that was one of the movies that might have been a movie where he was still contractually obligated to do like X, because I know sometimes actors will like sign a contract and they won't even say like, oh, you have to do this specific movie. It's like, we need you to do like movie. 4 movies for the studio or something like that.
I heard about that too.
And like that one was like supposedly the last one that they were like, hey, we still have you on. You have to do 1 more movie for us. This is it. You have to do it. He's like, oh, okay.
Was he good at Sherlock?
Yes. He was a good Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
I'm still waiting on the 3rd one. I think we all are.
I think just waiting on anything Sherlock is a thing. We're still waiting for that season of Sherlock. We're waiting for the 3rd movie. It's just
we got the Watson show on, I think it's CBS, and Randall Park is Moriarty.
Speaking of Sherlock, Lego came out with a Sherlock Holmes Lego set.
I saw that.
It's shaped like a book. You can open it up, and there's like a whole scene in there. He needs his stuff. He needs his stuff. Guys down. It's up to me. Let me come to the middle here. But yes, the set looked pretty cool. It was pretty nice.
I just need something to drink, man. Oh my gosh. I breathed in something.
But yes, RDJ, tremendous Sherlock. Like, the dude is a solid actor. He's tremendous. Like, you got Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. You got the bad guy in the Fugitive.
Snap. No, not the Fugitive. U.S. Marshals.
Oh, U.S. Marshals. My bad.
There was a Planes, Trains, and Automobile spin-off that he did with Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Not the trip.
Can't remember what it is.
Due date.
Yes.
Due date.
We are way off topic. Wow.
We don't really have any news, and this one is
there really isn't news. I mean, we're just going to be reviewing the free comic book day stuff.
Like nerd talk.
That is true.
It's like just nerd talk.
Nerd talk. Okay, we're relabeling it nerd talk.
This Nerd Talk special. Nerd Talk one.
Nerd News by Z's Nerd Talk special. Free comic book day.
Nerd Talk annual.
Number 1.
When did we start it?
I don't know. But maybe that could be a thing. In every free comic book week, instead of free comic book like day or whatever, we have our Nerd Talk annual.
I can see it. Okay. All right, guys. So, whoa, that was weird. right, so
Are you okay right now?
No, I almost died. I was almost unalived by my own saliva.
He's got problems right now.
I do. All right, guys. Not only do we not have a whole lot of like, actual news this week,
Yeah.
but we're switching up our stuff to bring you a special nerd news / comic night by Z's. With thank you. We're going to be reviewing some of the Free Comic Book Day titles that came out this past week, this past Saturday, May 3rd. And not only that, but throughout the week, we'll probably pepper in some of the stuff that we didn't get to tonight. But there's a lot that I got in. And the funny thing is, I actually ran out of a bunch of stuff, so we couldn't review it. But I do have a couple put aside for like myself that we can do, like the Godzilla one. So we'll do the Godzilla one later this week. But we'll just hit the ground running with our first one. And as y'all guys know, we start off with the ones that we didn't really enjoy that much, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad.
Especially because Free Comic Book Day, some of them actually are like this one kind of seemed like it's pretty long. Usually for because usually Free Comic Book Day comics, they kind of just like treat them as like previews. So they're not like too long. So that's also kind of like a thing with like, I don't really want to say any of these were like bad. I just didn't enjoy quite a few of them. I don't want to say any of them are bad because like it's a free comic. Yeah, it's Free Comic Book Day. Yeah, like they kind of make them preview size.
This one right here, I think, is just going to be a random collectible because there's always that random anime one that just shoots up in price. Like a few years ago, it was the One Punch Man. Yeah, and I read that one. It was fun. It was the first time One Punch Man was printed for American audiences in a comic book form. This one right here, Gundam Wing. Not a lot of people knew that we were getting them until the invoice was generated, until the shipping manifest was generated, and everybody was all like, "Whoa, what is this? I didn't order it. I didn't pay for it, but it was free to us." So they just randomly sent it to us, and it's not bad. Like it's so right off the bat, I'm gonna tell you, I give it a 3 out of 5. Not because it's bad, but because it didn't really do anything. I mean, the storyline in there is very weak, but it did showcase some good art. And if you are into Gundam and want to see some fights, this is a comic for you. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I gave it a 3 out of 5, and I do recommend picking it up because possible collectible for one thing, and for another thing, it does a pretty good job of showcasing the different types of Gundams and mech suits available. Yes. The only gripe is the storyline is very weak. What about you?
It is all over the place. One of the things, and I've said this about many comics before, just because like I like it. The quality, man.
Yeah, the quality of the comic is pretty good.
The page is tremendous. Yeah. So glossy. The color is like out there. It's like they primed it, put a coat of priming.
It does feel the higher end of the Free Comic Book.
It's like, dang, stuff. For a free comic, like that's quality right there. Like tremendous. So I would say, like, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I'm not. Again, I think I'm gonna abstain from putting like number rating on any of these. I'm just gonna say like, oh, it was good, it was not bad, or something like that. Just because it's a free comic. I feel weird trying to say like, I feel weird kind of saying like anything free is like bad, or just like not give it like a good not give it like a good number, just because like it was free. Like, yeah. So for me, I'm just gonna say it was pretty nice. It was good. I enjoyed it.
I don't count them being free as a factor into like a grading system. It's just like how I rate a comic in general. Yeah, let's not say that out loud, Derek.
I see what you're saying, but also just because like most of the Free Comic Book Day things are like previews to a coming series, and like since we didn't put a number on the Planet Death one because it was like a preview. So I'm just like, for me, I'm sticking to that. I'm sticking to that aspect of like, I don't want to put a number on any of these. He definitely
I
can
will.
and will, just because like but he also is like, I will admit, I'm into comics. I'm into comics. I've been doing these for a while, but not to his level. This guy is like ins and outs. He knows, he feels, he lives and breathes.
I do. It's in my blood.
Mhm.
I know because I chopped up one of these things, put it in a blender, put some water in there, and then just.
Yes.
We do not recommend doing that. I ended up in the hospital.
He did it for the.
I did it for the
science.
story. I did it for the story.
Well, yes, I enjoyed it. Pretty good. But out of all the other ones, like it was kind of like it just wasn't up there. The story does like jump around quite a bit. Towards the end, it gets real. Is when it really gets like okay,
choppy.
you're like we were here, now we're here. We were here, now we're here, and it doesn't really make too much sense.
Yeah,
But yes.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. So moving on to the Phantom.
The Phantom.
You were the bomb in Phantoms, yo. I know we're talking about two totally different Phantoms, and Ben Affleck. Whatever.
Bomb and Phantom, yo.
Yeah, I know we're talking about two totally different ones, but every time I see the name, I always thinking about Ben Affleck and Jay and Silent Bob.
I think
You were the bomb in Phantoms, yo.
I just immediately go to no smoking in the skull cave, please. Also, the day that I got
Billy
stung
Zane?
by a jellyfish.
What?
Yeah, when I was like 6 years old, and we all went to Corpus as like a family, like grandma, everybody was there, and I got stung by a jellyfish. They took me back to the hotel because the hotel was right there on the beach.
Yeah.
Took me back to the hotel. I'm just there chilling in pain because of this jellyfish, and the Phantom was on.
Huh.
That's the first time that I ever saw the movie.
It's a good movie.
It is great.
I
love
like
it.
that movie.
And like that's the main thing I remember the most is no smoking in the skull cave, please. Like it was just Billy Zane. That's the whole reason why when I first saw Titanic, I thought Leo was the bad guy. I was like, how can she not want the Phantom? He's a good man.
She was the bad guy. Okay.
She does
was
some
the bad guy.
questionable things in there. It's like
She threw a $2 million pendant off the side of the thing for the dramatic effect.
dramaticness.
Like, she
of
could
it.
have saved her entire family for generations from poverty, but
Definitely
no.
could.
It was
Britney
like,
Spears got it back.
What, really?
Spears got
What?
it back.
Y'all don't remember? Oh my god, it's in
what are
the
you talking about?
"Hit Me Baby One More Time" music video.
I've never seen that music
Oh my
video.
god! Okay, so like midway through one of her music videos is like,
Yes.
I thought the old lady threw it in the ocean at the end of the movie. It's like, well, I went down there and I got it back for you. And it's
What?
Oh baby,
She gets it.
oops, I did it again video. Go watch it. It's fantastic.
That's the I picture her. You ever see the edit that someone did for the Last Jedi where Kylo throws his lightsaber in the water and then they put General Grievous.
Oh, and he runs it. Yeah.
Runs. That's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing her as that now. Is the old lady drops it and here comes Britney Spears just
Okay. So back to the Phantom. This right here, like you said, a lot of these are previews of
Yes.
upcoming series. This is no different. The Phantom will be getting another series from Mad Cave Studios, which Mad Cave, I love their stuff. They are bringing back a lot of the old school Defenders of the Earth type stuff.
Yes.
This one right here, action.
Yes.
Soliloquy. It's basically told like a Punisher war journal type stuff, and then it gets going with the action against tiger poachers and stuff like that. No word yet on when this story takes place. I'm pretty like most Phantom stories take place like in the early 20s, like or early 1900s.
Yes.
Oh man, I hate that I had to say that.
Early 1900s.
Anyway, I hate that I had to say that.
The late 1900s.
Yes.
Where we're from.
Shut up. Anara had to say that. Anara said the late 1900s the other day, and I felt old and decrepit. Anyway, so this one right here.
Old and decrepit.
We just got to make sure.
You're a week older than me.
I didn't say I wasn't.
We just got to make sure that they never find out we're all older than Google.
Well, now it's going to be AI. They'll never know a day in the world without AI. So.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's true.
Wild.
But anyway, so this one right here, action. Saving tigers, giving the bad guys their comeuppance,
Yes.
and proving that the Phantom is not above feeding people to tigers. All right, like all of that, great. I love it. I love the writing. Love the artwork. 4 out of 5 for me.
Nice. I really did enjoy this one. Like, this one was very nice.
It didn't just feel like a preview, though. It felt like an actual issue. So that's why I was like, yeah.
Some of these were, like, I'm pretty sure I said it about the Gundam one, too. Some of these were, like, kind of long for a regular sized comic for a free comic book day comic. But this one also gave me something that I was all like, I wonder if it does work that way, where it's not a spoiler or anything like that, but the Phantom is talking at the beginning. He's talking to the people that he's trying to save. Like, he kind of tries to save them, kind of tries to be like, hey, whatever, like, goes into his thing. But he talks to them through the chimney, and it distorts his voice in a way that they're like, it sounds creepy, it sounds like a ghost. And I'm like, does it sound like that? Do I know anybody with a chimney that I can climb on their house and be like,
chimney?
Hey,
dude, field trip.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Y'all guys go stand in the living room. I'm gonna get up on the roof and I'm gonna like talk through it, see how if it does distort the voice in a way that sounds kind of crazy, kind of creepy.
We'll definitely have to check that out.
Yes.
All right, so definitely worth picking up.
The tiger was amazing.
Yes.
The stuff with the tiger, tremendous in this, and the way he deals with the tiger too is like. It's nice.
You feel like taking on poachers, but you
do.
Yeah.
Yes. This feels like what they tried to make Kraven in the Kraven the Hunter.
It really did.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe not putting them in bags was a bit of a mistake, but I don't know. We had a lot to get through.
Circulation.
Yeah, that's true. But then it gets like too hot.
But also we're in, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're in Texas. It's getting hot now, so it's like we need this. Otherwise, yeah.
All right, guys. Moving on from the Phantom to
the
one of the Marvel ones. This is a Spider-Man centric stuff.
Yes.
So there's 3 storylines in here. The first one is Amazing Spider-Man, and I didn't really care for it too much. I gave the Amazing Spider-Man one in there a 3 out of 5 because, dude, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Like yes, Amazing Spider-Man #1 came out. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man #1.
It even tries to say like, oh, read Amazing Spider-Man #1. I'm like,
nothing in there makes sense. We did, and we didn't know what the heck was going on. So, and then it was too quick. You didn't explain anything. Yes, we know somebody's trying to off Norman Osborn, who's now a sort of good guy, and for some reason did not extend to Peter Parker a job offer, even though he's totally qualified. So it's just confusing.
Yeah.
So the ASM one in there, I'm not really too jazzed about. The second story in there follows Miles Morales as he's kind of recounting all the ups and downs, his feelings about being Spider-Man, the positive, the negatives. After the maker had given him an interdimensional card, pretty much, to take him back to the Ultimate Universe. Instead of like the 1610, now the Ultimate Universe is 6160. So it's not really home for him, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Problem is, later on this year, there's going to be a crossover called Ultimate Incursion. Ultimate Incursion, where Miles, and this is part of the solicitation, so it's not really a spoiler or anything.
Exactly.
Miles has to go to the Ultimate Universe to rescue his baby sister. And this right here is the opening shot for that. It basically helps you understand Miles's mentality going in and how he has made peace with his universe is gone and his family is here though. So he's cool being here even with all the ups and downs of being Spider-Man.
Nice.
So it was really nice. I liked how that was portrayed in there. I liked the writing. The artwork, fantastic. I loved it. I gave that portion of it 5 out of 5. Let me see. And then it ended with 3 separate pages dealing with symbiote stuff, and they were all confusing as heck because we've been reading Eddie Brock, I've been reading All New Venom, and I don't know where the heck this is going with it. It's all just weird.
To me, it felt like they tried like one page they were like, okay, one page is a preview of Eddie Brock Carnage. The next page is a preview of the symbiote war thing that's supposed to be coming up, and then the next page is a preview of Venom or whatever.
Yeah,
and it's like,
but it wasn't
why?
like, and they all tried. It tried to tie them all together, but it didn't really do it in a good way. So it was just confusing.
Yeah.
But overall, I do suggest picking this one up because it's the first time that the new Ultimate Universe is crossing over with the 616, or rather the other way around. So yeah, I do recommend picking this one up. And yeah, so the interior stories, I gave the ASM 3 out of 5, and then the 5 out of 5 for the Ultimate Incursion one.
Yes, it is not. Yeah, the first story for Spider-Man, and I really like Spider-Man, but the first story really got me kind of sad because like I read we read Amazing Spider-Man #1. That one didn't really hit me. It seemed like a real like nosedive from the previous people that were taking it over, that were in charge of it. And even the preview now for this is like, I don't really have any interest of picking up another Amazing Spider-Man, and that's kind of sad. But yes, the Miles one is tremendous. Love it. Getting into his like mind of like, because he does kind of consider too, like maybe I do go back. Maybe because he's like, I've had a crazy week. Oh no, a crazy year. He's like, I've had a crazy year, man. Dude was a vampire, then he wasn't. Then now he's a host of stuff, and it's like, wow. I like the
now he's like a Nancy's avatar for Earth or something.
Now he's like a host, and it's like, it's tremendous.
So,
that one part.
It takes up like half the comic. Like the ASM one isn't half. It's like maybe a third, and then the other one, like just two or three pages for the ending. But most of it is the Ultimate Incursion one. So I do recommend picking this one up just because of that part.
Yes.
Moving on to Mega Man, the fighting robot.
I loved the puns in this.
Dude, the puns are great. I love them. So I am totally biased on this because I friggin' love Mega Man. But I loved this comic, okay? I tried to be as unbiased as I could. I gave it a 4 out of 5 because the artwork is great, and the way that the robot masters that have been rescued are portrayed in here is just fun. You know what I mean? They're funny. They're well written, and for the most part, they are reminiscing about their past battles with Mega Man, and they're kind of realizing that, oh man, Mega Man wasn't trying to hurt us. He was just trying to like calm us down and stuff like that. And in each one, told from the perspective of each of the robot masters that shows in here, Mega Man is definitely not. He's definitely aggressive, but like he's just trying to save the day. You know what I mean? And then it ends on a really good note. Yes. Really good note where like former enemies come together and they're trying to help out Mega Man, and it leaves off as a preview to the new Mega Man stories from Udon Entertainment that are going to be coming out. They're called Mega Man Timelines, and each one is a different incarnation of Mega Man. Mega Man Prime, like Rock. You have Mega Man X, you have Mega Man Zero, and then you have Mega Man Legends, and each of them is going to be its own little one shot coming out over the next few months. And this right here is a perfect way to start it off. Loved it. What about you?
I liked it. I really enjoyed it, and I know like bare minimum stuff about Mega Man. Like I've played a few of the games, but I know like just exactly bare minimum of it. And something that I liked about this is it feels like a very good way to just like introduce yourself to Mega Man, to Mega Man's universe and all that. Find out, like, see if you like it, dip your toe in. And I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. The puns, tremendous, said by all sides. Like, it's very nice. I would check out, like, because it's supposed to get another one, right?
They're supposed to be one shots of each of the incarnations of Mega Man. Yeah.
And I would check out all of them so far. Like, I would check them out. It gets me interested. I liked it. Very nice.
All right, moving on to Free Comic Book Day Speed Racer preview.
Speed Racer.
So, so just going to give y'all a heads up. There are 2 separate comic introductions in this one right here. First one, obviously, Speed Racer. from David Pepos, who actually wrote the Space Ghost the Space Ghost like reboot, I guess, for Dynamite. And it, just like that one, it updates Speed Racer for modern audiences and kind of turns them into a BAMF. Shows, the Mach 5 in its prime, doing stuff, the saw blades, the tires that can, climb walls, things like that, the little the springs. Like, if you love Speed Racer as a kid or growing up at all, like, you're gonna love this comic. Okay, you're gonna want number one that's gonna come out, in the next couple months. But the artwork is great. The storyline is up. Like I said, it's updated. So now instead of being like a sanctioned racer or anything like that, he is basically a street racer.
It's Fast and Furious on us.
They basically did Fast and Furious, man.
Fast and Furious on us,
but with Speed Racer. And so, yeah, I'm really excited about where this is going to go. You got the family aspect in there, and they talk about, Rex, Speed Racer's older brother. And then that actually leads into the second half of this Free Comic Book Day preview, where it's Racer X #0, which I believe, according to this, is going to get another comic. So not only are we getting Speed Racer, but we're getting a Racer X comic as well as what it looks like. And his different writer, different artist, but it's more of a like one man against the mob kind of thing, and it works. The artwork, like I said, is a little bit different. I do recommend picking up Speed Racer and Racer X when they go on sale. I gave this whole thing a 5 out of 5, just because I greatly enjoyed it. I enjoyed the writing, the updated dialogue, and all that stuff. So, what about you? How'd you feel about it?
So I know even, like how I said I know bare minimum about Mega Man, I know even less about Speed Racer. The only thing that I know about Speed Racer comes from the movie, which I know, even though I really loved it so much, I know it wasn't received very well. So I'm not gonna like bring that into this, but I did like it. Like, it's racing, it's like Fast and Furious. Almost like they're going like Fast and Furious route. They're gonna teach you the power of family in this one.
Are they? Did they say family? Yeah, they did say family a couple times in here. Yeah. Maybe it was an Easter egg.
But it also kind of felt like a bunch of like almost, it's not death metal. It's a twisted metal. It almost gave me like some twisted metal-y vibes in there.
It kind of did with all the the guns popping out of the cars and everything.
Like, but that was in there too.
That was the show. Yeah. Like random stuff would pop out of these cars, and it's just
I like it. It's very good. I think it does do like what the Free Comic Book Day thing, the preview issue, if you will, is supposed to do.
It gets you ready for it, right? Yeah.
It gets you ready to shift into gears.
All right, guys. Moving on to the next one.
The one by
Post Malone's Big Rig. This is the only red band one that we did. And not gonna lie, man, it deserves that red band one.
It does.
So it is done in the style of Walking Dead, like black and white, gray tones, things like that. So this is it's really hard to explain without having to show you guys what's inside, because there's demons, there's a church, and it looks like a different world, or a world like a post-apocalyptic world where people are praying for help against these demons, and instead of like this big angel or like act of God or whatever, the prayers summon a comet that, when it crash lands, it is a big rig.
Yeah.
And the owner of the big rig is the trucker.
Yeah.
And this excommunicated priest
makes sense.
This excommunicated priest puts on this trucker hat and becomes the trucker. And I'm saying that in a very like silly tone, but dude, that is what happens in this comic.
It's basically kind of like Ghost Rider. Just with a truck.
Kind of, yeah.
With a truck.
But it gives me Priest vibes. I mean that the Paul Bettany movie.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me Priest vibes about that. You know, the wasteland stuff like that. Except instead of vampires, they're straight up demons.
Now that I think about it, Paul Bettany's done a lot of stuff. Like, even though it's kind of just the two, he's got Priest, he's got Legion.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of stuff, and they kind of look the same too. Like,
they kind of did. Yeah, vibe-wise, they were kind of the same. But this one right here, the artwork is great. The writing is great. I myself did not. I skipped all the Latin because I am very superstitious, and I do not want to accidentally summon something to my house.
Yep, I was telling him too. Like, I've greatly enjoyed this too. Like, I may not listen to a lot of Post Malone songs. Like, I really only listened to like one, just the one that came along that came along with Spider-Man.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
But I like.
Oh, is that what it's called?
No. That's Sunflower. But
yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but yes, like, I enjoyed it too. I was reading it last night, and I got like, it's free comic book day, so you get like a stack of things, like even things that you may not have normally got. You're just like, it's free. Let me pick this up. So I got like a freaking stack. I got like, I think almost 10 things.
You got a lot.
So I read like half.
For
and
you, it was a lot.
This was the one that I was going to like end on. But yes, like kind of like what he said, it's kind of creepy, but not like, it's kind of creepy. It's made it even more creepy the fact that I was reading it at night. And it gets to the Latin parts, and even though I'm reading it in my head, I'm not saying it out loud. I'm just like, no, I'm gonna skip those parts. I'm not taking any chances. And it finished. Like, I really liked it. It was good. But yes, like, it was creepy to the point where I was like, I was gonna end on this, but I gotta read something. I gotta read another one, and that one, the one that I did read, is coming up later in like two more issues. But that one, like, I was like, I need to read this so I can clear my head of these things, so I can go to sleep at night.
So yeah, I gave this one a 5 out of 5. I am very excited about where this is going because Post Malone took to Instagram and all the socials a couple days ago, and he promises more from this universe, and I gotta say I'm kind of excited for it. I'm gonna read it during the day, but I am kind of excited.
It's also kind of one of those things where I was all like, you picture who Post Malone is, and you're like, this came from this guy? Like, wow.
All right, moving on to the Energon Universe special from Image Skybound. Okay. Mm-hmm. And we actually had a bit of a debate on where this falls, and the only reason that we put it at the third one running up is because like we got other stuff from Image too. We're trying to separate.
Anyway, also a coin flip.
Yeah. But anyway, this one right here, the Energon Universe special, picks up right where G.I. Joe number 6 left off from the Energon Universe, where Hound basically reveals himself, and the Joe that he reveals himself to, what was his name? Crankcase? No, not Crankcase.
No. It was a C. It may be Crank.
Hang on, because now I got to see because. Now I got to see.
He says it when he's sitting in him.
He's setting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I got to figure out his name. Let me see.
But yeah.
Clutch.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
I knew it was something with like the.
Yeah.
Anyway, is this a wraparound?
Yes, it is. Oh, cool. They're all wraparound.
That's nice.
Yeah. So this one right here has 3 stories in it. The first one picks up where G.I. Joe number 6 left off, where Clutch is basically just going for a drive. Turns out he's in Hound. And after revealing himself, Clutch is like, oh, crap, you're a big robot. And at this point, the Joes and pretty much all of Earth don't know the difference between Autobots and Decepticons. So yes, naturally, Clutch is super freaked out.
Ask questions later.
Exactly. But after a little bit, they kind of come to an understanding. Clutch helps him get fixed. And the first interaction, the first collaboration, if you will, between a Joe and an Autobot is born.
Yes.
And I am definitely excited to see where that goes, how this can, bring it almost back to the original, like, Marvel crossovers kind of thing. For the Image Skybound universe. Not only that, but right afterwards, we get right after that incarnation, story, we get a Transformers-based one that shows Jazz has been basically looking for something. He's been searching for something in his robot soul, and yeah, so something to speak to his soul, and most of it has to do with sound. And eventually, just like when they get back to Earth, he finds something pretty dang close, and it's a pretty good little feel good story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The feel good story that kind of fits in the Transformers universe. And then after that, it goes on to the Void Rivals section of the universe and the preparation for the Quintesson War, which is supposedly going to be the first full-on crossover between all three titles of the EU. I highly recommend picking this up. Each section of here is very entertaining, very well written. Even if my least favorite Transformer, Wheelie, is in the last one. Wheelie. God, I hate Wheelie.
Why?
He's so annoying. Right? So annoying. But anyway, so I definitely recommend picking up the Energon Universe Special. Free comic day? Yeah. Dude, you gotta pick it up, right?
So nice.
Altogether, I gave this one a 4 out of 5. Like, altogether, I did. And I can read this one more often than I can read, Post Malone's, and I gave 5 out of 5 to Post Malone, just because it's that one is friggin' amazing. But I can read this at any time during the day. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
All right, so
it was really good. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, dude, are you excited for the next GI Joe story arc?
Yes.
I am too.
Like the GI Joe stuff has been amazing,
right? Yeah,
and I will probably start getting back at some point. I will read the other Transformers things. It's just, as I've said on here before, I'm still not over them doing my boy like that in the first issue.
Yeah, well, they're bringing back a lot of them. Like, they're repairing them as soon as they find more Energon.
When they repair him, I will be back. I will come back.
All right, moving on to the DC special, and there are 2 sides to this.
There's side 1,
and then
there's side 2.
So we'll start off with the Superman side. This one right here is basically a day in the life of Superman. Lois Lane is, still editor-in-chief. Superman's going around saving the day, saving cats, saving kids, and it ends on the opening shot for Superman Unlimited #1, which shows, and this is part of the solicitation, so it's not really a spoiler, an asteroid heading to Earth. But inside this asteroid is pure kryptonite. So as soon as he goes up and, bam, now there's an entire like dust cloud of kryptonite in space, just, all over the place. And the artwork is great. The scenes are well plotted, and Superman himself is portrayed as Superman should be. He's out there saving kids, hanging out with kids, and showing the world that he's there to help. He's there. He's your buddy. You know what I mean? To me, that's Golden Age Superman right there. You know what I mean?
And I'm all for it.
Yeah.
It also
makes not Golden Age, but
It also gets me questioning, where does he keep his wallet?
I know, right?
He tipped somebody. And it looked like a 20. It looked like Superman tips pretty big.
Well, he has pockets in his belt.
That's a pretty big pocket for just a small, tiny belt.
Yeah,
that's a big pocket.
They've shown him pull stuff out of his belt before.
That is a big.
There's
got to be some dimensional, like Snoopy's doghouse in there.
Kind of, but his belt buckle is where he keeps like a lot of his stuff.
His emergency stash.
Yes. Yeah.
His emergency stash, just in case he needs to. But yes.
So yeah, that one was very well done. I loved it. It showed Superman getting back to the basics, and then on the flip side, literally, because you do have to flip the comic in order to read it.
Flip it.
On the flip side, we do have the Absolute Universe, and this one right here is weird because it's showing somebody is watching all the main heroes in the Absolute Universe, and they know that the universe isn't right.
Yeah,
and you see them going in and out of all of these places, like
reflective areas.
Yes, reflective areas, and then at the end, it shows that another reflective character sees that universe and says, "I'll show you mine if you show me yours." So that one right there is a spoiler. So I'm not going to tell you exactly who, but we peppered it in. You can probably figure it out if you're a fan of DC. Very, very good implications. This right here is the opening shot for how they're going to be able to cross over later on this year. And the artwork's pretty good. It is. It's nice. And how the first character doing the narration views each of the heroes. It's not entirely sure, like it's not entirely clear whether or not that narrator is a villain or a hero, anti-hero, nothing. I'm confused as to what the absolute universe version of this character is. Like I'm confused. I want to see the motivation. I don't know the motivation.
Like so far, it's just been this, and then like the very end of the first
Superman special
issue, and it's like, it's
like
it's
I'm
confusing
excited.
in the good ways.
Yes, like it makes you want more.
Yes.
And dang it, we're gonna get that.
Makes you reflect.
So altogether, I gave this one a 5 out of 5, and this is runner up to our pick of the week of the weekend.
Yes.
So yeah.
The best of all the free comic book day comics.
Dun, da, da, da.
Yes. Transformers, the worst bot ever
of Ballpoint. My boy BP
ever.
He is the best.
Yes. I
want a toy of him. I want action figures now.
I want it.
So this one right here, obviously, it's geared towards children.
Yes.
It's but it is so silly. It's so funny. It's well written. That's the thing that. You have Ballpoint, a Decepticon in the war, and he is going off on this whole huge explanation about how he's the best robot, best Decepticon ever, how he's best buddies with Megatron.
He is.
And it's showing how he acted during the war. And like, I don't know how to explain this without spoilers, because this one right here, I want you guys to read it.
You got to experience
you have to experience it firsthand, okay? I can only tell you that it's funny, it's well written, the artwork in there works for it, and I just love it, man. Yes. Transformers: The Worst Bite Ever, and apparently this is going to be a series, so yes, we might be reviewing some series in here about this later. So not only does it have that one in there, but it also has a backup story, Family Force 5 or Family Force V, depending on how you want to read it. Basically, it's Power Rangers if the entire world was at stake at one point. So all the Power Rangers basically divide themselves among different parts of the world and create basically teams in each portion of the world where they are. And this right here is following one of these team members, and her. I think it's a her, right? It is a girl. Yeah, it's a girl. And her desire to be normal, but at the same time, she knows that she has to, defend the Earth and stuff like that. Not as strong as Transformers: The Worst Bite Ever, but still enough for me to like. Oh man, I might read this later because it's made by the same people that did Amphibia. Yeah, Disney Plus's Amphibia. And I'm a fan of all the slapstick humor in there and the references and stuff like that. So that right there, I do want to see where that goes. Family Force V. So like this whole thing, I recommend picking up. This
it's the best one. It's the best one of free comic book.
And it's the first appearance.
And it is the first appearance of Ballpoint.
Even tells you right there. My boy BP is going to be tremendous. He's like Bumblebee is always going to be my guy. BB is going to be my favorite, but he's quickly Ballpoint is now like right there. Like this guy is tremendous.
Delusions of grandeur, to say the least.
He's just like, sup, bro. He's like, don't listen to them, bro. And I believe him. I believe everything he said was true. They're just jealous. He totally did everything he said.
The pen is in fact mightier than the sword.
Exactly. And is mightier than the sword, bro.
So yeah, definitely pick up this one. I highly recommend it. Obviously, 5 out of 5. So that about does it for our special review episode of nerd news with Z's.
Yeah.
You haven't seen Thunderbolts, so
You can
all
still review it.
I'm just gonna give like a broad review of the Thunderbolts movie.
And Derek's seen it.
Yes. So
I'm gonna keep my opinions to myself for this one.
honestly,
Probably.
I gave it a solid 8 out of 10.
Okay.
I give it a solid 8 out of 10. It is probably the best one in my opinion. It's the best one in this phase.
Okay.
And what are we in? Phase 5, phase 6, or something? Phase 5, right?
I'm out of the phases.
Yeah, I don't know what number
phase.
we're on right now. But anyway, to me, it's the best one since Spider-Man. The No Way Home.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion, it's the best one since Spider-Man: No Way Home. A lot of it has to deal with mental health issues, but because one of the characters, that is one of the huge motivations behind one of the characters in the comics. You kind of can't sidestep that because of how they use this character. But I will agree that yes, like you said, you're getting kind of tired of that kind of stuff. But because of how they use this character, you kind of can't sidestep it. And I think they did it in a pretty good way. I'm not entirely behind how they changed up the antagonist's power set, but for the type of story it told in the MCU, I think it's an okay change. Mm-hmm. So I'm all right with it.
And maybe since both of them, these characters, the character in particular, is so brand new to the MCU, maybe they're just not all there yet. Maybe Possibly. It's like something that's like, hey, right now I can just do this, but at some point, maybe as they get more in tune with their abilities and all that.
So they actually touch on that a little bit on the second post-credit scene, and it does tie closer to the comics than in the initial movie. Like they actually explain a little bit about how that works.
Okay.
And yes, I'm leaving it vague because just in case y'all guys haven't seen it yet, because it just barely came out this past weekend.
And they were tired of playing characters named Bob.
I heard about that. Yeah.
That was funny. They tried to get him to change the name,
and their response to him was, his name's Bob in the comics. It's in the comics.
Our hands are tied.
All right, guys. That about does it for our reviews today. So, whatever news that we had. I know it wasn't a whole lot, but
Happy Star Wars Day as well.
Happy Star Wars. May the 4th be with you. If you like the Rants and Raving with Two Madmen, go ahead and give us a like, follow, share us with your friends, and we will see you guys next time. Later.
Peace.